All right. Good morning. What is up? How we all doing? Olga, how are we doing? CJ, DV, Kingdom Come, Winning Wave. Who made money off the short, guys? Who made money off the short? Let me hear it in the comment section below if you shorted Bitcoin from whatever that was, 89K on the weekend. We dropped on the weekend. Can you believe that? We dumped on the weekend, a no volume weekend. We absolutely crashed all the way down to our target, 86K, perfectly. Clockwork. So hope you guys are making some good profit. We made some good money off that Bitcoin short. If you guys are not locked into beastlimitless.com, guys, I don't know what to tell y'all. Lock in, right? The short was right here. 89.1, stop loss, 90,000, bang. Let's look at some wins here. Look at that, people cashing in on that Bitcoin short. Cashing in on that Bitcoin short, 40x, 5 grand. Actually, it finished about 6 grand, but money, money, money. All right, so now the question is, Bullet, nice, I've seen your win. Now the question is, do we continue to go down or are we bottomed? Okay. Now, what I recommend for you guys is I probably wouldn't be holding a trade into the New York session. Michael Chapman, what is up? All right. Probably would not be holding a trade into the New York session because, guys, New York is a different beast. I don't really know what to say. I didn't do a live Friday. I had to take care of something, but I'll tell you guys right now, the chaos on Friday was insane. All right. But anyways, let's check out Bitcoin here. So 3 days dropping, right? MACD is going into the 0 line right here on Bitcoin. I don't like that. Okay. That means we're bearish in the longer term. And we can pretty much see we're bearish because we hit that 86K. Good morning, Tim. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you for joining the live. I feel refreshed. Printed money off the short. Now the question is, after hitting our 86K, what is going to happen? So first, let's go to Bitcoin. By the way, gold hit 5K. Shout out to gold holders or XAU traders. Esme, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Or good evening. Okay, guys. So 86 is what we've been targeting all week. Go back and watch our past live. 86, 86, 86. Okay, it's been called like clockwork. We never hit it here. We never hit it here. We faked out here. We faked out here. We finally hit it on the weekend, which I got to be honest with y'all. I seen it happening, but that was a big sell-off. Okay, some manipulation on the weekend, which normally doesn't happen. So take it. You don't want to hold a short like that into a session, a market session, because you don't know if it's legit, right? It's like Sunday pumps. You don't trust Sunday pumps, and then the next morning they dump. Well, we dumped, and you don't really want to trust a Sunday or Saturday dump, right? So essentially, this is now your new channel. We could pretty much mark that right there for now. We can see some very nice bullish dive printing on the RSI here on Bitcoin off that 86. We can also see we broke out. Well, we've been breaking out. We've been rejecting. But here, you've got bullish dive, okay? And you've got bullish dive on your MACD. So Bitcoin has really big time frame divergence. So we were targeting about 92K on Friday, and we didn't hit it because it was weak. Daily MACD is dropping, but what you guys could see here is this is the channel. We never actually hit the bottom of the channel, okay? Bottom of the channels here, we never hit it. Why? Because we already hit the bottom once. And typically when you follow a parallel channel, you're not going to hit the bottom again if you haven't hit the top. Well, you're seeing that into motion. So I am long at the moment, guys, by the way. From 87.5, I am long. If you guys want to join a long, you can. Non-financial advice, right? But now we are targeting the top of the channel. So are we in a downtrend? Yes. Are we bearish? Yes. However, there's money to be made, but you got to keep in mind, guys, we're very, very bearish. Like that MACD is pointing right down into the daily. You know, this market could dump any time. However, we've got that downtrend right there, and we're looking about 90. Well, let's say it just pumped all the way up. We're looking at 91K. If it didn't pump all the way up, we are looking at around... I don't even really trade altcoins anymore, guys. Like I've become so numb to altcoin trading. Bitcoin is the play. 40x short, 40x long, 20x short, 20x long, printing all day. Very little risk if you trade with the fair value gap, right? So here's some resistance right here on Bitcoin, guys. You should be able to catch a scalp to around 88,300. I don't know if we're going to break that. Olga, is it safe to short gold? I would not be shorting gold or silver with a 10-foot pole. I'd be waiting for the long. Although, if you do want to get in a gold trade, a short, you definitely can. But personally, for me, there isn't enough risk to reward because we're on a massive uptrend, but you definitely could. I'll look at gold in a bit for sure. Hit that like button, guys. Appreciate y'all. Let's get the live trending for the London session, right? So my initial take profit is going to be about 88,300. However, that is with the caveat because this is now looking like we're going to break out of the channel. So I am on a high leverage long, obviously, but we did break this right here. Okay, we also haven't hit the top of the 15-minute on London, or I mean on the time frame. So hypothetically, my take profit would be about 91 to 90,800. But I want to see if we break out of here before we break, because this is your resistance from this big drop. So 88,300 is my short-term target. And then obviously we move up to 91 potentially, right? All right, guys, but you can see it right here. Bitcoin's moving up, MACD is about to cross, and we are getting bullish off that drop. Very, very, like, look at that bullish dive. Even look at the 18-hour here. 18-hour has ridiculous bullish dive with the tweezer reversal. Like, this market looks like it is about to pop. I'm not sure how safe you are into New York with your trades. At this moment, guys, New York is such a wild card for me. But nonetheless, they are there, right? So I belong in Bitcoin in this area, non-financial advice. My target is 88.2 anchored VWAP. There you go. 88,300 is my target as well. But this is probably going to break out, being that we've got bullish dive on the 18-hour, and the daily is completely oversold. Riddle me this for a moment, guys. Let's say the market is completely oversold. We play out that bullish dive. We go all the way to $98,000. Okay. We keep talking about this trend breaking and this trend breaking, but really, guys, all this market is doing is forming a huge rounded bottom, because it already broke here. So let's just call it for what it is. It broke here. It is playing around, fun and games. At this point, you just got to go with the market, right? So 1 hour until London here. We're dropping a bit. That's fine. We got a fair value gap. We're moving up 4 hour, all of that jazz. Okay, we're going to look at the XRP. Shout out to everyone on the YouTube live, guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. See, look at XRP almost hitting our target. Almost. Not yet. Faking out, though, I'll tell you that much. Who watched some NFL today, guys? Playoffs. Happy Australia Day. Shout out to you, White. XRP long, good long. But it does need to break this downtrend. It does need to break the downtrend right here. But yeah, if we could break the downtrend, guys, we are going to fly. And I mean pop off. Pretty hard. So you're looking at about 219 on XRP. Now you do need to draw a new channel. This is the thing. Now you got to draw a new channel on literally everything, because if we go to XRP here as well, we are bouncing off of our low right here, forming a nice rounded bottom. Or I mean, well, we didn't even hit 175. So what is my favorite time frame for fair value gap? 4 hour and 1 hour. But yeah, XRP is very close to breaking out. 4 hour and 1 hour, but how I play my fair value gap, right? Like, let's say if I'm going to Bitcoin right here. I never used to trade Bitcoin, really, guys. I used to trade altcoins a lot, and it just became to a point where they're doing nothing. So started trading Bitcoin, and well, 40x, 20x leverage. I can't say it enough. So on this case, there is no 4 hour fair value gap except right here. So what I would do is I entered a long outside of here. My stop was just under 86.9, whatever it was, my fair value gap. And now I know if I break this fair value gap, I'm going to come down. So a high leverage trade you can do based on the fact that if you break the fair value gap, it is an inverted fair value gap. And then you potentially continue down. 1 hour and 4 hour, though, for sure. Okay, gold. I know Olga wanted to look at gold, so I will look at gold. Yeah, it's tough for me to say, like, okay, so if we go from here to here, we've already broken out of that. So let's say perfect. So we're looking at the top of the channel on gold at about $6,000. $6K on gold. Almost 7,000 on gold. That should be the top in the longer term, because if you look at your channel from all the way back to February 2nd, or sorry, 2001, and you look at this massive uptrend right here, and you have a bounce right here, you hit the side back in 2019, about 1,400. Yeah, you're looking close to 6,500 to about $7,000 on gold. Gold shops are making a lot of money off people right now. Silver is 115. I see it going to 145. Silver 107. Yeah, that's wild. Gold and silver reaching all-time highs, right? That's where the money is, guys. And really in Bitcoin right now. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, that is it. I don't see much money in crypto, like altcoins as in general. But let's go to total 3 here. See if we got some bullish dive. Okay, perfect. So we're hitting the bottom of the channel here. Almost, which... But you've got bullish dive on total 3 too. So you can see that it's initially a market wash. Liquidation event, whatever you want to call it. You have really big bullish divergence on total 3. You've got some resistance coming up on total 3, but I would say we're about to reverse and recover. Big bullish divergence in the market, guys. And we hit the bottom of the 18-hour again. The daily is questionable, but we have a nice 4-hour big fair value gap here on total 3. So altcoins should be starting to recover. All right, hit that like button, guys. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate everybody for coming on the live today. We're going to look at a couple coins. It's not going to be a crazy live today, guys. It's just going to be a London check-in. Obviously, we have New York in the morning. We got River was trending here. Look at River. River rocketing in that uptrend right there. Bearish divergence on River, like to the nines, but yeah, the top here in River should be about 98, 100. River keeps on going and going. We've been following this uptrend channel. I'm surprised it hasn't hit the bottom of the channel, but oh well. So you're looking at about 98-ish on River. What is Bitcoin doing? I'm not liking this slow down momentum here. We do have some bearish dive on BTC, but that 4 hours pushing right up. So we might get a little bit of a fake out drop here. We'll have to see. Yeah, so my take profit would definitely be about 88,400. Just off the top of that being the major resistance. London opens in 30 minutes, guys. All right, let's look at Solana. Let me see if we broke this uptrend on the 5-minute. Five-minute uptrend is fine on Bitcoin. I'll have to see how Bitcoin closes here. All right. What else are we looking at? Solana. SOL, Solana. What is Solana doing? Large cap, right? Did we hit 100? No, we didn't. We hit 117. Nope, we never hit 100. We hit 117. We double bottomed. Okay. That makes perfect sense on Solana here. So, huge bullish dive on Sol as well. Look at that bullish dive. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah, so I would say there's your pump on Sol to about 158 because you have bullish dive right there. You double bottomed. You never hit the top of the channel, bottom of the channel, whatever you want to call it. So this should be the bottom on Sol, where that would be to about, okay, so we've got that resistance right here. We faked out back inside of the channel. So you're looking at about 134 in Solana, but ultimately I can see this hitting the top of the channel. This is looking like a good bounce on Sol. And the 3-day is almost oversold, kind of. We'll have to see, right? Okay, what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's coming down here. Let me look at this here for a moment. Yeah, I got on my Bitcoin long because I just entered around this area. I want to see what London does. Got out of my Bitcoin long. I'm not liking the price action right now, and that bearish dive is definitely not looking good. That's on a shorter time frame, but we're still in a downtrend initially here into London. But now you can see the 1 hour is overbought, 30-minute. Anything could happen, of course. If we bounce off here, we're looking good. But if we break here into London, we are not looking good. What would be the first take profit on Solana? Let's see. First take profit on Sol. Who shorted Bitcoin, guys? Who got in our Bitcoin short at the top of whatever the weekend was? So I would say my take profit on Sol is going to be about 126-ish. 126 on Solana here. Oh, Bitcoin looks like it could be coming up off of this trend right here. Could, possibly. I don't know. That's a pretty big bearish dive. If you guys are making money in our Beast Limitless app, guys, mark your wins. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so while Bitcoin is doing its thing, let's take a look at... I haven't looked at stacks. Okay, look, it finally hit 27. I thought it would go lower. If you guys shorted stacks, guys, you guys are making You guys made a lot of money off of it. Lot of money. And look at stacks. Really good setup here too. I bet this has bullish dive. Yes, it does, right? So another one. Stacks is looking fire. Well, there you go. A little fake out into London. That's fine. Bouncing off that 5-minute, right? So I can see this moving up all the way back down to up to 32. Let's see. Did we break out of this uptrend here? That's my first question. So here's the uptrend on. We kind of faked out right here, but now we redraw our channel here. Looks like you're definitely breaking it. But ultimately, you're just bouncing off of that fair value gap. And then we've also had Tron guides that was moving as well here too, pumping a lot. It looked like Tron broke out. Now Tron is really just ranging. Yeah, so Bitcoin is coming back up here. So we're bouncing off of that low right there. Not really seeing anything on Tron, but I know Tron did break out and it's trying to fake out here. So keep an eye on Tron, guys. There we go. A little bit of a fake out into the open on London. And you're going to redraw that trend. But personally, for me, I'm not going to trade it because the 1 hour is over. We don't have much room to come back to the top here. Keep that in mind, right? We do have a fair value gap, but we just don't have a lot of room. There's some bullish dive right there. All right, fam, hit that like button. Let's run up the live. Let's see what else we can look at here. I just want to go over what is actually looking good. Even the coins that are trending right now, well, auction moved. Auction moved a bit. Bounce USDT. Yeah, so Bitcoin's coming back up off that 5-minute trend. Auction is a really nice coin to trade when it pumps and dumps, but not too bad at all. I would not be going high leverage on this, but this could very well pump to almost 11 bucks if you guys are looking at a possible long. If it retraces this fair value gap, auction could be a really, really good play. Could definitely be a good play. You come up to here, you bounce off this area. Yeah, auction could be looking very, very good. Off this fair value gap. It would be very volatile, fast, easy, you're right, for sure, right? So if you guys could try to find a setup and we bounce off this fair value gap, we should be looking kosher for sure. Boom, boom. Okay, so Bitcoin is coming back up here, guys, off of that area. You're just very, very close to the top of that resistance. So if you're not in a trade already, I wouldn't. But it's looking pretty good. Off that 5-minute, got some bullish dive. Looking good into the London session for sure. Can you take a look at Link as well? For sure, Chainlink. There is a possibility New York takes out Tokyo's low tomorrow. Very big possibility, guys, following AMD, right? Because New York accumulated. Link is on a massive rounded bottom right now, like huge rounded bottom. So Link is kind of following everything else, including Bitcoin here. Link is about to break out. If you get above here, guys, you got this breakout right here. Yeah, London's moving the market for sure. So you're going to probably pump to that 88.4 target that we've been looking at. So you have resistance right here on Chainlink. But if you break out of this resistance, you're absolutely going to pump. Out of here to about... We've got that bullish dive, right? So again, I'm seeing a lot of coins, guys, pumping to the top of that resistance right here, which is... going to ultimately be $12, but you're looking at the conversion line resistance around 12.10. Link is looking very, very good, very bullish for sure. And this is a really good setup if it ends up playing. The whole market has bullish dive on higher time frames, guys, right? Can I look at Enzo? Right, let's see what Enzo's doing here. Yeah, I would say there's a big possibility New York takes out Tokyo's low tomorrow morning, which is 86, whatever it is. Enzo's not looking too bad here. Pretty good, pretty good. You are in a little downtrend, but you're just ranging. So I would say Enzo's looking decent here. But you are in a downtrend. Keep that in mind, right? You broke it. You broke it. I can see Enzo pumping to the top here. Ultimately about 165. But keep in mind, guys, we are in a downtrend on it. So I would be very, very cautious trading it. I'd be looking for, to be honest, I'd be looking for a short. I never long a downtrend or short an uptrend. Actually, scratch that. I'd be looking for a long because this is on a macro. I wouldn't be shorting it, but it is in a shorter term downtrend. So what I'd be doing is waiting for the breakout. It could come down to 117. And it could even, if it breaks out, I'd be looking for a long. Then you'd be looking at about 285. But you do have a nice fair value gap here. You oversold in the 4-hour. Things are looking kosher with Enzo for sure. It isn't a bad setup because it is in an uptrend. But I think it could come down to here, which is going to be the bottom of that channel, right? All right, what is tethered DOM doing? Let's see, did we break out of this uptrend here? We kind of did. Kind of did here. Now we're faking out it. Yeah, bearish dive. Any bearish patterns here? I don't know, guys. I'd be cautious on Bitcoin. I'm not liking the chart right now. You know, London could even manipulate and take out Tokyo's low. We'll have to see what happens here, right? All right. Yeah, I want to look at Tether DOM, see if we broke out. Fake out. We try to break it. We are trying to break that channel. But we've got that bearish dive. So we've got bearish divergence, guys, on Tether DOM here. Matthias, how you doing? Is New York going to pump us up or dump it? Well, I got one thing for you. We have major bullish dive, but I would bet that New York is going to take out Tokyo's low to about 86K. So if we start dumping into New York, you probably could get a short to about 86 or a bit lower, and then you long it from the bottom because that would be manipulation. This is Tether DOM. We're kind of faking out at that breakout there. See, it all depends on what London is going to do. And I'm not 100% on London right now because we're at resistance. We're very overbought. We have some short-term bearish dive. We have long-term bullish dive. So I'd say it's a possibility London takes us up to 88-ish. And then New York comes all the way down here about 85.8 to about 86. Unless London does it, but that would be AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So if I'm looking into New York, I'm probably looking at a short, but depending on what London's going to do, if London starts dumping right now in the open, we're taking out Tokyo's low, and that's it. And then New York's going to probably be distribution. I don't see this going lower than 86 in the shorter term. I see this manipulating back down, possibly. I'm just not 100% if London's going to pull the trigger or New York. Okay, how about Ethereum? Does anybody long or short ETH, or are you guys mainly trading Bitcoin as a large cap? I don't know. I just don't like trading Ethereum. Not sure why. I just don't trade Ethereum. It's just, I don't do it. I don't know why. I've tried to trade Ethereum and it just doesn't interest me. I'm not saying it's bad trade, but Ethereum's weird. So Ethereum is looking okay. I guess from here to here. Ethereum's almost at the top. Same thing, bullish dive on ETH. You got bullish divergence across this whole market. The thing I don't like at the moment, guys, is the fact that the MACD is pushing into the zero line on everything. So sure, we've got bullish dive. Sure, the market is pumping. But don't ignore this MACD because this is not bullish, okay? So if you guys are longing, be very, very cautious. We're not necessarily bullish in the market, guys. We're just recovering. This MACD being in the zero line is a very, very bad sign. So if you're longing, you got to be in and out kind of. Set your stop losses and profit. I would say Bitcoin's going to roll over to here and come back down. Possibly. It all depends on what London will do. Yeah, exactly. Fast, easy. Most times you need to watch Bitcoin to the source, yeah, to see what ETH is going to do. Yeah, so I'm out of my Bitcoin long, guys. I'm not going to get into a short either, though. I'm going to watch what happens. Maybe a 10x short. I don't know. No, I'm good. Because actually we broke it right here. We did break the 5-minute trend. I'll try to figure that out here. But we did break the 5-minute trend. If you look right here from this uptrend here, we broke it. So 87.8 should have been the top. You have some bearish dive. I wouldn't be going against that 4-hour bullish divergence, so not until we're at the top. Shout out to everybody on the live, guys. Thank you for all coming on. Hit that like button, guys. Get the live trending for the London session. If you're new to the channel, let me know. Wherever you guys are tuning in from. Right now is a no trade for me. Right now is a no trade for me. Good morning, Christoph. How you doing? Can you check ETH? Can it climb to 3,100 today? Well, we were just on Ethereum. It can. Yes, the short answer is yes. The long answer, though, is we're very bearish on the macro. So Bitcoin's into the zero line on the macro right now. I don't see ETH doing that with the macro time frame being bearish. But if it does break out of right here, then we could definitely pump to 3,100. So you're looking at your resistance right here, guys, around 2,900 on ETH. If Ethereum breaks this, you are getting a massive pump. Well, a pretty big pump. It should be a big pump for sure, right? So to that question, the top is going to be about 2,900. If we break that 2,900, we are most definitely going to pump to about, you're looking at 3,000 and ultimately 3,200. The market did break out, right? And now we just kept on going down, formed major bullish divergence. Yeah, that bullish dive is pretty insane. It looks like we are kind of just rolling over here for London. Here was the uptrend, it broke. Now you need to draw a new trend. You're just going sideways. I meant not rolling over, sideways for London. So 4-hour time frame closes at about 7 minutes. Yeah, we've got bullish dive, but here's the thing with the bullish dive, that the dailies and the MACD and the 3 days dropping, right? So realistically, this is a shorting market. But I'm also not going to ignore bullish divergence. I can't do it, right? So the other thing, guys, if you look at the market, it did backtest the trend right here. So hypothetically, we should be very bearish right now. But, it did backtest 91 and then you dropped. I just can't be that bearish when I see bullish divergence, right? It isn't. There's a possibility we take out New York's or Tokyo's low tomorrow at the New York session. I would say that's a big possibility, right? I do want to look at Dash and see what Dash is doing here. Dash is on a very big uptrend right now, guys. Like, I'm talking massive uptrend. And Dash is slowly coming down to this fair value gap here. There we go. We're at 88, right? Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin's about to hit that resistance. I don't know. For me, holding along is okay, but I don't trust. I don't know. I don't trust something right now. Let's just say that. All right, so Dash could come all the way back down here, guys. Daily is oversold. 18 hours oversold. You're bouncing off this fair value gap on the daily. Kind of in a huge bull flag. Watch Dash, guys, because if Dash breaks out of this bull flag here, we could pop to about 250. Rodney shorting Bitcoin, longing XRP. ETH broke 2,900. Yep, but Ethereum's still in the downtrend. Keep this in mind, right? 2,940. Bitcoin's still in the downtrend. From literally right here. Yeah, so I would say 88,300 to 88,400 would be my. It looks like we did break the uptrend here if you look at Bitcoin. If I look at the 5-minute from here to here, well, the 5-minute is still on the actual trend, right there. But if you look from here to here, Bitcoin did break that uptrend right there. So you've got that bearish dive. I would say 88.4 is going to 88.5 to 88.4 is going to be the top for now. And then we'll have to see where we fare out later. But New York is definitely going to do something, guys. The 1 hour is overbought. I'm doing well, Rodney. Thank you. All right, guys. London is open in a couple minutes here. The 15-minute time frame too. Crossed on your MACD, but it is kind of faking out. So keep an eye on that. All right, let's look at CoinGecko here, see if anything else is moving. We looked at auction. Songbird's a low cap. Songbird is not looking too bad. If we could break out of this downtrend here from the daily of September of 2025. Songbird's got a huge triple bottom right now. We would need to break out of here, though. If we can't break out of here, we're not really going to do anything, but keep an eye on Songbird, guys. There might be a big move here. You know what else? Axie Infinity. If you guys made money off Axie Infinity, let me know in the comment section below. We crushed that Axie trade. You're bouncing off that higher low right there. And I believe Axie Infinity. 88. We're at 88. Okay, London is open. London session is open. We've got some resistance on Axie Infinity right here. That would have been a nice short on the downtrend. Okay, I want to look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's obviously pumping to that 88 target, right? So we closed. 1 hour is moving up. 15 minutes going back up here. I'm just not convinced on that 5-minute trend. 4 hours definitely moving up here off that bullish dive. I would love to see a pullback here, short-term pullback into London. Or we just pretty much go sideways until we hit that top. We're definitely pumping. We're definitely pumping the market. We just got to break that resistance. And we're overbought in the 1 hour, guys, right now. I would say New York is going to be fireworks for sure. Watch New York, guys. It is definitely going to be fireworks. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. We're going to cut the live there. That is the London Open. I'm not convinced on the market right now. Yeah, we have bullish dive. But again, we're very, and I mean very, bearish on the macro timeframes here. So if you guys are holding any longs, be very, very cautious. Set your stop losses and profit. I'm going to say the same thing. If y'all are holding any shorts, set your stop losses and profit. All right. It is targeting 91,300 if we can break that area, correct. But I would not go against this daily here. This daily, anytime you have a coin in the zero line, even though things look good and you have bullish dive, you got to be very, very careful longing that or spotting that, because this is as bearish as you can get. But we also can't be dumb or numb to the fact that Bitcoin is bullish dive, right? So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you on the New York session tomorrow. Set your stop losses and profit, protect your capital.